DoSomething.org is an association partnered with International Justice Mission, a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending modern-day slavery. And they estimate that 27 million people are enslaved today. 27 million. In a recent audience analysis I conducted, 5 out of 5 people surveyed said that human slavery is an important issue that our generation must deal with. Now, you guys have all heard about IJM before, if you've been paying attention at all to what I've said in previous speeches. So I don't want to just talk about what they do, because you guys have heard that before. I want to talk about what you can do. I'd like to just tell you a short story about someone that they've helped, explain why our generation must deal with this issue, and then tell you how you can practically join me in supporting IJM in their efforts to combat human trafficking. So I've given you one number, 27 million. Let's look at another one, 90. It's the number that we're probably all hoping to squeeze by within our classes next week. I think it's probably what my utility bill is going to be after the warmest December ever. But it's also the average cost of a slave today, $90. That's what a human life is worth in the human trafficking industry. And I know here at Missouri State we talk about what is ethical a lot. It's one of our main focuses, ethical leadership. But what does that actually mean for us? I mean, other than that being on our website, how does that impact our lives every day? On Missouri State's Public Affairs homepage, it actually defines ethical leadership, in case you don't remember it from some of your classes. And it actually is defined as to strive for excellence and integrity as one continually develops ethical and moral reasoning while contributing to the common good. So what does that mean? Well, in layman's terms, I think that means that we do our very best to think ethically to further the common good, to help people. That means supporting causes that bring about justice and liberate people from oppression. That means supporting International Justice Mission in its efforts to free people from slavery. The ethical thing to do is to not sit by and watch as more and more people are enslaved by other people. Let's look at another number, 18. 18 is the average age of a person enslaved today. I'd like to share just a short story with you about one of the people that IJM has helped. Her story is on their website, but some of her information, like her name, has been changed to protect her identity. I know a lot of organizations demand your time and money, but I don't want you guys to just have facts and numbers, even though those are important. I want you to actually have a name to go with the organization that you'd be donating to. Now, I said 18 was the average age of a person enslaved today because it's the average, meaning a lot of people are younger than 18. Like Suhana, or that's the name that they've given her. She was 16 when she was rescued from a brothel, and after a whole year of aftercare and counseling, she decided to get a job to kind of help her move forward and find a purpose for her life. So through this job, something you would think would be unthinkable happened. She was enslaved again, for the second time. She was deceived and kidnapped and sold into human trafficking again. I don't know if you guys have ever had a reoccurring nightmare, maybe when you were little, but this is a real life reoccurring nightmare for her. But IJM was relentless, and they did not give up. They searched for her for 4 months in a city of 18 million people, one of the largest red light districts in the world, and they found her. And then they fought for her in court, and then they put her perpetrators behind bars, and then they helped her recover again. And now she's studying to become a social worker so that she can do the same thing for other girls. She is going to be the difference between life and death for some girls. And actually, you are the difference between life and death for some people. 1. That's the number it takes. One person to give something. It takes one person becoming aware of how things are made. Are they made using slave labor? Since IJM was established in 1997, they've grown to include 15 field offices in 10 different countries, and they employ about 400 staff members. They're considered by the U.S. News and World Report to be one of the top 10 nonprofits that are making a real difference today. Being so involved and so effective, unfortunately, is not cheap. On their website, IJM says that the human trafficking industry generates $32 billion per year. So fighting an industry that is so successful and so thriving, that costs a lot of money. By donating $30, you provide one aftercare package for a victim. That includes like a medical checkup, counseling, and then further medical care. By donating $50, you can provide 1 day of undercover investigations to begin a rescue operation for a survivor. I know what you're thinking, $30, $50, that's a lot. Well, $30 is $1 a day for a month, and that's just, it's a one-time gift, $30 one time. $50 is a tank of gas. And that might seem like a lot because it is a lot. It changes someone's whole life. It impacts them forever. If you would like to give, you can log on to ijm.org/give and donate whatever amount you would like. If you can't give $30, you can give 10, you can give 5. But I would encourage you to give just a little bit. As I wrap things up, I want us all to remember the real people that are enslaved today. The real people that are affected by human trafficking. I mentioned this website before in class. It's slaveryfootprint.org. You can log on and see how many slaves work for you. And I think we would all say, like, very easily that we don't support the human trafficking industry, but the fact is we do in more of an indirect way because we buy products that slave labor creates. And I think we would all be shocked at the number that we would find of slaves that work for us, because I just took the kind of quiz that they've set up again, and there's 62 slaves that quote unquote work for me. And that, I mean, that's really disheartening. So if you can't afford to give 30, if you can't afford to give 50, because I know we're all college students and sometimes it's just really not in our budget, but we can all afford, and you can all afford to be aware and go to this website. It's free. You just type in some numbers about the things that you buy, what you wear, what kind of food you eat. And actually, we can't afford to not be aware. We have to if we want to make this an issue that our generation ends and sees an end to. So I just want you to keep thinking about one number, 27 million. Thank you.